Have you ever wondered how and where touch an older woman in a way that doesn't just stir desire but awakens a deep emotional connection? For many, this feels like a mystery. But today, that mystery ends back as the truth is specifically lighting these places on an older woman's body with emotional awareness and respect can create a moment. She never forgets it's not just about physical touch. It's about becoming the kind of man who understands emotional intimacy. Wo uses subtle gestures to build trust and leave a lasting compact. So imagine this. You touch her eye in a way that sends a wave through her heart, reminding her of feelings she once believed were long gone, feelings no one has stirred in her for years, until you came along. Today, I'm revealing 7 powerful touch points that can stir deep enchantment and intimacy in any older woman. These are gestures that make her feel seen, feel safe, and feel desired. And here's a promise. While the first 2 touches might awaken thrilling sensations, it's the 5th and final one that can leave her utterly hypnotized by Ubit for Stubbsbury. To the channel, hit the like button and ring the notification bell so you never miss real human advice, though tactually works. Let's divine. 1. The lower back, the silent protector. Let's start with something simple yet deeply powerful, the lower back. At first glance, it might seem like just another body part, but don't be fooled by its simplicity. This area carries something rare. The power to make a woman feel secure, cherished, and protected. Imagine this. You're walking beside her through a crowded street, noise all around, people brushing past, then your hand gently touches the lower part of her back. Not forcefully, not aggressively, but just enough to say, I'm her. You're not alone. This is more than a touch. It's nonverbal promise, a message that whispers, I've got you. I'm tuned into her presence. I care. That soft guiding contact can make her heart slow down even when the world is speeding up, whether you're helping her out of Vecker, guiding her through a hallway, or walking upstairs together. That gentle touch becomes your signature, but don't overdo it. It must be subtle and fluid, never possessive. You're a net claiming her, you're comforting her. That's what makes it magnetic. When done right, this touch acts like a shield, one that radiates warmth, stability, and masculine calm. And for an older woman woes used to doing it all on her own, this small gesture can mean everything. To the nape of her neck, vulnerability meets intimacy. Now we move to a far more sensitive and intimate space, the nape of her neck. This is one of the most emotionally charged places on her body. Why? Because it's vulnerable. Touching the nape is like whispering directly to her nervous system, a place that's rarely touched but deeply felt, a place that when approached with care can send shivers right through her spine and directly into her heart. This isn't about massaging or grabbing. This is about brushing her nape lightly with your fingertips or placenta. Delicate hand there when you lean in during a hug. Picture this, you're sitting close. She turns her head, a strand of hair falls near her neck. You gently move either side, allowing your fingers to graze thin up. For just a second, that second, it says more than 1,000 words ever could. You're acknowledging her femininity, her elegance, her presence, all without saying a thing. And here's what's wild. When Donna right, this touch makes her feel emotionally naked in the most beautiful way. It opens a door to closeness she didn't expect and makes her feel the pleasing. Especially for older women who've been emotionally guarded, this small gesture can reawaken feelings she's forgotten. She even had the arm bridge between conversation and chemistry. No, let's talk about one of the most underrated yet powerful areas, her arm. At first, it may not seem like much, but the arm is actually a gateway to emotional and physical closeness, especially when you're in deep conversation. Picture this, you're sitting across from her. The conversation gets real. Maybe you're talking about childhood dreams, regrets, or something that makes her eyes light up. In that moment, you gently touch her arm, maybe to emphasize a point, maybe just to let her know you're fully present. That simple gesture says, I hear you, I see you, I'm right here with you. It's not a grab, it's not an accident. It's a natural flowing gesture that mirrors the emotional intimacy building between youth. Beauty of touching her arm is its versatility. Whether you're sitting side by side at a dinner, walking in a museum, simply chatting on a bench, her arm always accessible, always available for a soft, respectful touch. And here's where it gets psychological. A light touch on the arm can signal comfort and familiarity to the brain. It builds warmth, trust, and subtle chemistry weight. Crossing any boundaries, many older women have gone years without that kind of touch. One thought is intentional, kind, and emotionally tuned in. And when you provide it, you instantly stand the knee where playfulness meets intimacy. Now, let's explore a more unexpected, yet powerful touchpoint technique. Yes, the knee. It might sound surprising, but this area holds a special emotional tension. When touched right, it creates a subtle but electrifying sense of intimacy, the kind of moment that says, "We're close. This is special." Imagine you're watching a movie together or sharing a bottle of wine, legs casually brushing under the table thon. Lightly, effortlessly, your hand rests on her knee, no words needed. Just your warm presence felt through a touch thought is both gentle and grounding. This isn't about stimulations. It's about comfort, emotional presence, and building a moment of shared silence that feels loaded with meaning. The trick here is intention. Your talk must feel calm, non-demanding, and deeply reassuring. A woman in her 40s, 50s, or 60s shoes had years of experience. She can instantly tell the difference between a man who touches to connect and a man what touches to take. So, when your hand finds your knee, let it rest, not dominate. Let it communicate safety, attention, and affection. And if she leans in closer, smiles, or lightly places her hand over yours, that's your green light. You've just built a moment she'll remember. Host 5. The waist. The anchor of connection. Now we arrive at the touch thought can, without words, say everything. The waist. This is one of the most emotionally harsh places to touch a woman, especially when it's done with awareness, timing, and care. Why? Because the waist is both protective and seductive. It's a place of closeness, comfort, and core vulnerability. And when you touch her waist, you're not just touching her body, you're holding her center. Imagine this: ye are dancing slowly or taking a photo together. Maybe you're walking side by side and you guide her by lightly resting your hand on her waist. That single moment, that soft contact can hat no sentence second. It says, "You're safe with me, admire you, I want to be close, but I respect your space." A touch on the waist can awaken foamy energy in a deeply affirming way. It can make her feel desired without being objectified, held without being overpowered. It's also one of the rarer touches that works whether you're standing, sitting, or embracing. And when done with presence, it grounds her in the moment, pulling her out of stress, doubt, and overthinking. Just make sure it's not controlling. Your hand should never pull her grip. It should rest like an anchor, offering stillness, strength, and sensual reassurance. For many older women, this is the moment where the emotional and the physical finally align, and she feels safe enough to open her heart, not just third body. 6. The hands where hearts meet in silencio. Let's explore one of the most symbolic and often overlooked touch points of all her hands. You might think holding hands is a myth thing, simple, something ordinary. But for an older woman, especially one who's been through love loss, independence, and maybe even loneliness, the act of hand-holding carries a sacred weight. Hands are the storytellers of life. They carry decades of experience, wrinkles that speak of motherhood, resilience, heartbreak, and healing. So when you reach out, hold her hand not as a casual gesture, but as if you're saying, "I see your journey and I want to walk beside you." Now picture this: you're sitting face to face in a cozy cafe, warm lights, quiet music. Your conversation flows with honesty and ease. Then, without planning it, you reach across the table and gently wrap your hand around hers. You don't skis, you don't rush, you just hold. In that moment, you've created a space where words don't matter, where a connection lives between the spaces of silence and skin. This touch should be soft, warm, and protective. It says, "I'm not going anywhere. It offers emotional safety without expectations. Holding hands is also incredibly versatile, whether you're walking through a park, sharing a quiet minute on the couch, or simply saying goodbye. A lingering hold can spark emotional grounding even after years of emotional solitude. And when she's soft enciendo, when her fingers curl back around yours, that's not just chemistry, that's trust forming, that's walls lowering. That's a moment she replay later that night as she lays in bed, smiling, seven the wrist. The elegant signal of desire and trust. Finally, let's unlock one of the most delicate and romantic places on a woman's body, the wrist. Yes, the inner wrist. It's often ignored, but biologically, one of the most sensitive zones for emotional and sensual spoons. Here's why. Beneath that soft skin, blood flows close to the surface. Nerve endings respond more acutely to gentle contact. It's vulnerable and apply personal. Touching a woman's wrist, ice like entering her emotional pels. Now imagine this. You're walking her home after a date. You pause for a moment. She says something sweet or thoughtful. You gently take her wrist in your hand, lift it with reverence and place a soft kiss on the inside, burial-eyed touching, but charged with meaning. That kiss, that's not a move, that's a poem. It says, I admire you, I cherish this moment. I want to go deeper, slowly, respectfully. A touch on the wrist, especially during a goodbye or a moment of stillness, creates a lingering emotion, one that trails Ben long after the physical moment ends. But it has to be done right. No pressure, no rush. The gesture must be light, fleeting, and emotionally tuned in a whisper of what could come, not aidment for more. The wrist becomes a secret signal, a reminder that you see her not just as a body, but as a being of emotion, grace, and inner fire. For many older women, especially those who've learned to guard their hearts, this simple act can feel like a card invitation back into intimacy. It's not about domination, it's about devotion by sin. The forehead, the silent kiss of respect and devotion. Now here's something unexpected, Dan, deeply powerful. Forehead, yes, a simple kiss or a gentle touch on a woman's forehead may seem old-fashioned, but it carries an energy, thoughts, rare, respectful, and almost sacred. Why? Because the forehead isn't about seduction, it's about honor. It's a boodling her. I see your worth, I admire your mind, I respect your soul. Imagine this. You've just had a beautiful evening together. Maybe you'll laud over dinner, shared stories about life, and walked under the stars. As you part ways, instead of rushing a kiss or expecting more, you gently hold her face and kiss her forehead. No words, just silence and stillness. That moment, it hits the perth and passion. It tells her, you're not just beautiful, you're valuable. And for many older women wove experienced relationships that were rushed, selfish, or purely physical, this one simple gesture can create a wave of emotion she wasn't expecting. It's soft, it's soulful, it says the very thing gibbas a real man needs to say without saying a word. And when you do this, when you choose depth over speed, when you choose respect over ego, that's when you become unforgettable. So now you know the 7 places coveted by older women, not because of lust, but because they carry emotion and meaning. And when you talk her with presence, patience, and purpose, you're not just touching her body, you're reigniting her spirit. The gestures aren't tricks. They're reminders of what it feels like to be fully seen, held, and loved. And for a woman who's walked through decades of life, that kind of connection is rare and unforgettable. If you want to be the man who awakens, sure, supports her, and truly connects with her, start with your tuck. Now, if you're ready to go deperto, unlock the emotional language of attraction to learn the exact words that trigger desire and build connection. Didn't miss the secret message guide linked below. And as always, subscribe to the channel, like this video, drop a comment, let us know which touch resonated the most with you. Until next intentional, stay present, and remember, real connection begins with respect.